I would give anything to go back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I would give anything to go back to the good old days. I would give anything to go back to the good old days. I would give anything to go back to the good old days. To the good old days, oh yeah. Get out, get out, get out, get out. When my brother was my keeper and your sister was my sister. When we respected our elders and the family ate together. When we lived for the party after the party. Everybody put your hands up, hey, come on, oh yeah.
You know, Good Old Days sort of came about as a song that was inspired by me listening to Thomas Chulume's production. I heard a song on the radio show where he did a song with DJ Cops on Yarna FM, and I was like, who is this dude? So Cops put me on to Thomas Chilume, and we got into the studio, the guys had already been working on the production. So when I got in, I was like, wait a minute, that's the jam. I heard the instrumental, and then immediately, before anything else, I was like, I have to record that song. So the song in itself, you know, the instrumentation, the production of the song inspired the lyrics because it just took me back to a time when life was good. You know, before we all ended up in a COVID situation, you know, Skovovo came in and took everything over. So I said, you know what, I want to take people back to a time where things were nice, because I know that within my social circle, you know, life has completely changed ever since 2020. So I found this as an opportunity to do a song. When people listen to, it'll just transcend you back into a space where, you know, life was nice. You know, we used to have house parties back in the day. DJ Cosmo, you know, DJ Kickin' Clatic, yeah, the late Kickin' Clatic, and DJ Otis Fraser, Buskizo. You know, back in the day when house parties were house parties, you would come, everybody was invited. You know, it wasn't a scenario where there was sort of like the social, you know, standards. You know, if you were just a good guy, you would end up in a house party, and people just generally had a habit where you don't come into the house party and trash the house. You know, you come into the house party to have a good time. So when we talk about life back in the day, we talk about how things were with just as a young guy. You always knew that Motsadi Mongolomongwe is your parent, and there was a lot of respect for parents. Even going out to the groove, you used to sneak out. You know, there were certain things that you would hide from your parents because you didn't want them to know that you drank. You know, you got up to some stuff. But I've since realized that as society, a lot has changed. You know, Botsadi Khabasa respect you the way that they used to. So I miss that. And I put that in the song. And also the song basically talks about, you know, looking out for each other. You know, when my brother was my keeper. And that lyric in itself speaks to a point or in time where Braya always made sure you didn't drive drunk. You know, your brother would always keep you away from the people that he knew. No. Those, you don't want to mix with those guys because those guys are into hard drugs. We don't want to do that. Your brother was the guy that looked out for you when fights broke out, you know, and your brother meaning the guy that knows you. It doesn't necessarily have to be your biological brother. But wait a minute, that's Brando. And I can see those guys are roughing him up. You know, guys would always step in. So we've since sort of lost that community aspect of just policing each other, just always being each other's guardians. So I wanted to remind, you know, guys, there was a point in time where you were a better man than you are today. You know, there was the guy who would come into a party and, you know, girls would be drinking. And, you know, by virtue of the fact that Owana Banyana Ho, you know, you don't necessarily look at them as just girls. You look at that girl as your sister. I can see she's a little bit tipsy. She's out there throwing up. And unlike what a lot of guys do these days, which is take advantage of a girl in that kind of situation, you would, step up and protect her as you would protect your sister. So this song, Good Old Days, is just purely about that. It's about reminding people that there was a point in time where we were far much better than we were far much happier. There was a point in time where we were not dictated, only 50 people in a session. There was a time where things were good. So we need to reflect on the good days, especially when you're having your bad days, because the way situation is right now, so every time the song plays, with Thomas Chulume and the guys, we wanted to create a song that, first and foremost, it's about the stress. Second of all, it takes you to another place, another time when life was real good. And then I paid a bit of tribute to Brando. I threw in a line in Yanaka Hot Sticks Mabuze, who I've had the pleasure of meeting. One of my favorite songs of all time is, you're gonna burn out all my love. So I threw in a bit of Hot Sticks Mabuze in there. And some Wacko Jacko, because when you listen to the song, that's a shout out to Michael Jackson, rest in peace, MJ. You are the nigga, you'll always be the brother. Michael Jackson inspired everybody. I don't care who you are. He is such a symbol that represents black excellence and a symbol that represents, artistry at a level that everybody aspires to. Nobody will ever be able to do it like Michael Jackson. So we pay tribute to Wacko Jacko on this particular song, who inspired me, influenced me a great deal. So Good Old Days is a song that I hope takes people back to a time when life was good, and just to remind people that it hasn't always been this way. And when you're having a bad day, that should be the song that you play. It's available right now on iTunes. Go out and look for it. And also just the video is coming soon, so make sure that you click on it when you see it on YouTube. Yeah, man, and buy the song, share it, and remind yourself of how things used to be back in the day. Let's get back to respecting our parents. Let's get back to, protecting our sisters. Every other girl out there, it could be your sister, so treat her like that. Let's get back to a place where, as brothers, we are checking each other. We need to be those guys. We need to be the guys that are constantly looking out for each other. And if you're feeling a little bit depressed, listen to music, because there's nothing that brings about therapy like a good song.
You're gonna burn out all my love. Hey, baby. You're gonna burn out all my love. How you doing, baby? Get on, karibu toto, Christmas ferile. 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 Get on, karibu toto. When everybody was invited to the house party, and the DJ played your favorite song, it's gotta be love for love. When the night turned into morning and you woke up to the morning glory, hey, I wanna set you up. I would give anything to go back to the good old days. I would give anything to go back to the good old days. I would give anything to go back to the good old days. To the good old days, oh yeah. When everybody was invited to the house party, and the DJ played your favorite song, I know we get special.